Welcome back to Brands Park, the channel where we spark creativity and learning. Today, we're diving into the Blender splash screen, your gateway to starting projects in Blender. Let's make it simple and exciting. When you first open Blender, the splash screen appears in the center of the window. It's your starting point to create something amazing or jump back into recent projects. Let me break it down for you. At the top, we have the splash image, proudly displaying the Blender version you're using. Below that is the interactive region, packed with useful options. New file, start fresh with templates for your projects. Recent files, quickly reopen your most recent work. Open, access existing files from your computer. Recover last session, rescue your last session if something went wrong. Donate, support Blender's growth through their development fund. What's new? Check out the latest features and updates. To close the splash screen and dive into your workspace, click anywhere outside it, or just hit escape. Easy, right? Need it back? Click the Blender icon in the top bar and select Splash Screen. For first-time users or when updating Blender, the splash screen features a handy quick setup process. This makes configuring Blender to your preferences a breeze. And there you have it, everything you need to know about Blender's splash screen. It's simple, intuitive, and designed to get you creating in no time. After starting Blender and closing the splash screen, this is what you'll see, the default Blender window. It's clean, organized, and packed with everything you need to start creating. Blender's interface is separated into three main parts. The top bar, located at the very top, this is your command center. Use it for saving, importing and exporting files, configuring settings, and rendering your projects. The areas, this is the main workspace where all the magic happens, whether you're modeling, animating, or sculpting. The status bar, found at the bottom, it displays shortcut suggestions and helpful statistics while you work. Blender's interface is as flexible as your creativity. Let's talk customization. Keyboard shortcuts. Blender makes heavy use of shortcuts to boost productivity. Want to tweak them? Head over to the key map editor and preferences. Theme colors. Don't like the default look? You can change almost every color in Blender's interface. Go to Preferences greater than Themes, and either select a pre-existing theme or create your own. Accessibility. For better visibility, you can adjust the resolution scale or even load custom fonts. These settings can be found under Preferences greater than Interface. Blender's interface is designed to be user-friendly and highly customizable, making it easy to create your ideal workspace. Spend some time exploring these features to make Blender truly yours. Blender menu. Splash screen. Opens the splash screen. About Blender. Opens a menu displaying the following information about Blender. Version. The Blender version. Date when Blender was compiled. Hash, the Git hash of the build. This can be useful to give to support personnel when diagnosing a problem. Branch, optional branch name. Windowing environment. On Linux, this will show either Wayland or X11 depending on the windowing environment that Blender is running on. Donate. Open Blender's Development Fund website. What's new? Open the latest release notes. Credits. Open the credits webpage. License. Open the license webpage. Blender Store. Open the Blender Store website. Blender website. Open main Blender website. Install application template. Install a new application template. File menu. The options to manage files are: New Control-N clears the current scene and loads the selected application template. Open Control-O. Open a blend file. Open Recent Shift Control-O. Displays a list of the most recently opened blend files. Hovering over items will show a preview and information about the blend file. Select any of the file names in the list to open that blend file. Clear Recent Files list. Removes items from the Recent Files list. Revert. Reopens the current file to its last saved version. Recover. Recover last session. This will load a blend file that Blender automatically saves just before exiting. So this option enables you to recover your last work session, for example if you closed Blender by accident. Recover Autosave. This will open an automatically saved file to recover it. Save Control-S. Save the current blend file. Save as. Shift Control-S. Opens the file browser to specify file name and location of save. Save Copy. Saves a copy of the current file. Save Incremental Control-Alt-S. Save the current Blender file with a numerically incremented name that does not overwrite any existing files. Link. Links data from an external blend file, library, to the current one. The editing of that data is only possible in the external library. Link and append are used to load in only selected parts from another file. See linked libraries. Append. Appends data from an external blend file to the current one. The new data is copied from the external file, and completely unlinked from it. Data previews. Tools for managing datablock previews. Import. Blender can use information stored in a variety of other format files which are created by other graphics programs. See Import/Export. Export. Normally you save your work in a blend file, but you can export some or all of your work to a format that can be processed by other graphics programs. See Import/Export. Export all collections. Invokes all configured exporters for all collection. External data. External data, like texture images and other resources, can be stored inside the blend file, packed, or as separate files, unpacked. Blender keeps track of all unpacked resources via a relative or absolute path. See Pack or Unpack external data. Automatically pack resources. Pack all currently used external files into the blend file and automatically pack any files that are added later. Unchecking this option will only stop the automatic packing for new files. It won't unpack existing ones. Pack resources. Pack all used external files into the blend file. After running this operator and saving the blend file, the external files will no longer be used. Any changes in them will no longer be reflected in the blend file, and you are free to move or delete them. Unpack resources. Export previously packed files back to external ones. You can choose whether to reuse existing external files or overwrite them. Pack linked libraries. Pack data blocks that are linked from an external blend file into the current one. Unpack linked libraries. Export previously packed data blocks back to external blend files. Existing blend files are overwritten. Make paths relative. Make all paths to external files relative to the current blend file. Make paths absolute. Make all paths to external files absolute, equals full path from the system's root. Report missing files. This option is useful to check if there are links to unpacked files that no longer exist. After selecting this option, a warning message will appear in the info editor's header. If no warning is shown, there are no missing external files. Find missing files. In case you have broken links in a blend file, this can help you to fix the problem. A file browser will show up. Select the desired directory, or a file within that directory, and a search will be performed in it, recursively in all contained directories. Every missing file found in the search will be recovered. Those recoveries will be done as absolute paths, so if you want to have relative paths you will need to select Make Paths Relative. Note: recovered files might need to be reloaded. You can do that one by one, or you can save the blend file and reload it again, so that all external files are reloaded at once. Clean up. Purge unused data. Opens a dialog to remove unused data blocks from both the current blend file or any linked data. Cannot be undone. See the outliner for more information. Manage unused data. Opens a pop-up window of the outliner in unused data mode which lists data blocks and other data that are unused and/or will be lost when the file is reloaded. It includes data blocks which have only a fake user. You can add/remove the fake user by clicking on cross/tick icon on the right side of the outliner. Defaults. This menu manages the startup file which is used to store the default scene, workspace, and interface displayed when creating a new file. Initially this contains the startup scene included with Blender. This can be replaced by your own customized setup. Save startup file. Saves the current blend file as the startup file. Load factory settings. Restores the default startup file and preferences. When an application template is in use, the following operators are shown. Load factory Blender settings. Loads the default settings to the original Blender settings without the changes made from the current application template. Load factory, application template name, settings. Loads the default settings to the original application template. Quit Control Q. Closes Blender. The current scene is saved to a file called quit.blend in Blender's temporary directory, which can be found on the File Paths tab of the Preferences. Edit menu. Undo, redo, undo history. See undo and redo. Adjust last operation, repeat last, repeat history. See undo and redo. Menu search. Find a menu based on its name. Operator search. Execute an operator based on its name, developer extras only. Rename active item. Rename the active object or node. See Rename tool for more information. Batch rename. Renames multiple data types at once. See Batch rename tool for more information. Lock object modes. Prevent selecting objects that are in a different mode than the current one. Preferences Control comma. Open the Preferences window. Render menu. Render image F12. Render the active scene at the current frame. Render animation Control F12. Render the animation of the active scene. Render audio. Mix the scene's audio to a sound file. View render F11. Show the render window. Press again to switch back to the main Blender window. View animation Control F11. Playback rendered animation in a separate player. Lock interface. Lock interface during rendering in favor of giving more memory to the renderer. Window menu. New window. Create a new window by copying the current window. New main window. Create a new window with its own workspace and scene selection. Toggle window full screen. Toggle the current window full screen. Next workspace. Switch to the next workspace. Previous workspace. Switch to the previous workspace. Show status bar. Choose whether the status bar at the bottom of the window should be displayed. Save screenshot. Capture a picture of the current Blender window. A file browser will open to choose where the screenshot is saved. Save screenshot. Editor. Capture a picture of the selected editor. Select the editor by clicking LMB within its area after running the operator. A file browser will open to choose where the screenshot is saved. Help menu. See Help menu. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.